Okay, what's up YouTube? And today I have a video on top 5 rarest German shotguns. These are shotguns you'll never find on your shelf. These are shotguns you can rarely find anywhere in the US, but you may be able to find these if you live in Germany. Okay. These are the rarest shotguns ever designed by the German. These are the rarest shotguns ever designed in Germany as a whole, and these shotguns can rarely be found outside of the U.S. or outside of Germany itself. So here we go. The first shotgun on the list, or number 5, is the Mauser Model 1898 GIA. The Mauser GIA was a bolt-action shotgun conversion of the M1898 Mauser bolt-action rifle. After World War I, only 1 year after World War I, in 1919, the Germans had a large number of old M1898 Mausers and needed a use for them. At this time, the Germans had signed the Treaty of Versailles, which had limited the number of troops in the German army to only 100,000. So the Germans had millions of M1898 Mauser rifles left over. Many of these were sold to various companies, and one of the companies that bought a boatload of them was the Romo Company, or the Remo Company. The Remo Company then turned these M1898 Mausers into bolt-action shotguns chambered in either 12 gauge, 16 gauge, or 20 gauge. These weapons were mostly meant for civilians, but during the Second World War, when the Germans created the Volkssturm, or People's Storm, which was a political militia controlled by the German government, they issued many of these shotguns to some of the Volkssturm units that participated in the battles on the Eastern Front during the Soviet invasion of Germany itself in World War II. Most people have never heard of the Mauser GIA, so this is the first time I'm pretty sure most of you have ever heard of this shotgun conversion. The next weapon on the list, or number 4, is the Kreutz M 1866. The Kreutz, or Kreutz M1866, was a prototype slide-action, pump-action shotgun designed in 1866. This weapon is considered to be the first true pump-action shotgun, as it used an early pump-action system not seen in any shotgun prior to that. Keep in mind, in the 1860s, the most common type of shotgun was the break-action models, or the single-barrel, single-shot variants, most likely, or mostly. So this Kreutz M 1866 was pretty different when compared to other shotguns of that era. You also had a lot of shotguns that were converted from muskets too, especially during the American Civil War and during the later Franco-Prussian War of the 1870s, or 1870. This weapon is pretty advanced for its time, but unfortunately it was not mass produced, and not many of these shotguns survive to this day, so they are pretty rare. So yeah. The next shotgun on the list is the Walther Model 1918. The Walther Model 1918 was a prototype semi-automatic toggle action shotgun designed between 1917 and early 1918. Now keep in mind, this weapon was designed during World War I, and during World War I, Germany had mostly abstained from using shotguns. Now some German troops did use shotguns, but that was pretty rare, and only on the fronts where they were facing the American and British armies. So yeah, this weapon is super rare, not many were produced, and most of them only exist in museums across the planet. This weapon was chambered for 12 gauge and had a 4-round tube magazine. I'm surprised. I don't know if this weapon appears in any first-person shooter game set during World War I, but I hope it does, or hope it did if it has. Now, this weapon is, as I mentioned, pretty rare. Not many people have ever heard of the Walther Model 1918 toggle action shotgun. It's called a toggle action because it uses the same or similar action to the P08 Luger and the C96 and /C93 self-loading pistols. So yeah, this shotgun is pretty rare. The next shotgun on the list is the Aromawerk Becker Model 1899. The Aromawerk Becker, or the Becker shotgun, was a prototype semi-automatic revolving shotgun. This shotgun was designed in 1898, but believe it or not, it was not produced until the 1930s, right before the beginning of the Second World War. Now, this shotgun was not meant for military purposes, but most likely it was used during the Second World War, mostly by the Volkssturm again, as the Volkssturm used a large number of shotguns of different makes and models, and I'm pretty sure this weapon would have appeared in their ranks. Now, only 300 of these shotguns were ever produced, and they were chambered for 16 gauge and had a 5-round cylinder magazine. Again, most people have never heard of the Aromawerk Becker M1899 shotgun. So yeah, this is my favorite German shotgun because it is the oddest looking one. It looks like something that was designed in the 50s, but it was actually designed at the end of the 19th century. So yeah. And the last shotgun on this list, or number 1, is the Heckler Koch CAWS, also known as the Eulen CAWS. The CAWS was a prototype of advanced combat assault shotgun designed in the 1970s and 80s. This weapon was chambered for an experimental 12-gauge, large caliber brass type ammunition and was fed by a 10-round magazine. This weapon was bullpup and was very similar to the H&K G11 series, not in terms of its internal workings, but in terms of its external workings, or in terms of its external appearance. This weapon was designed in West Germany, but there were also other variants designed by other countries. There was a variant designed by the Eulen Company, which is based in the United States, and there were also several spin-off weapons like the AAI SCAWS, and there was also a SCAWS designed by the same company that produced the XM29, or Eulen, as I already mentioned. Now, the Heckler Koch CAWS rifle, or CAWS assault shotgun, was never adopted. Now, this weapon was never adopted as it never made it past the prototype stage, but it is one of the most, if not the most, advanced shotgun designed in Germany. Again, this weapon was designed during the Cold War in West Germany in preparation for a proposed Soviet invasion from East Germany, which never happened, so yeah. This weapon is my favorite shotgun, or my second favorite shotgun. I still like the Aromawerk shotgun as it's more interesting and rare looking, whereas this shotgun is pretty much the most space age looking shotgun designed by the Germans. So what do you all think? Which of these 5 shotguns were the most interesting? I said the Aromawerk Becker was my favorite, but I also think the Kreutz M 1866 is also pretty interesting for its era. So what do you all think? Please tell me in the comment section below. I should redo one of my older videos I did on German military shotguns. That was a video I did like 3 or 4 years ago now. That video should definitely be redone, as I have discovered a bunch of other German shotguns, most of which are civilian shotguns, but these were shotguns that were used by the German military during the wars of 1870 against the French, the First World War against the Allied powers, and the Second World War against the Allied powers again. Most of these shotguns were used by German regular army troops, but they were also used by the German Air Force of both the First and Second World War, also known as the Luftwaffe. So yeah, I should redo that list of German shotguns, and I should redo my list of American shotguns. I did a video on that a few years ago also. So yeah, that's something I gotta do. If you guys have any other ideas for top 10 videos, or top 5 videos, or top 20 videos, please tell me in the comment section below. And until next time, this was J-Man Time, signing off. Oh, and if you have any ideas for other videos in general, just tell me in the comment section below. And until next time, this was J-Man Time, signing off again.